can only apply sine rule to non-right angle triangles. To triangles that are not 90 degrees. Non-right angle triangles. That's where you can apply sine rule or cosine rule. And we'll discuss about that in few minutes. So let's look at another, perhaps we'll look at two more examples on how you can find a side. Then after that, we can now go and look for three more on how you can find an angle. You go, what do you mean why? What do you mean why? Brandina, how you doing, my friend? Welcome. Welcome, Brandina, welcome. Grace, hi. Okay, now let's look at this, my good friends. Let's look at this. So we have this angle here. Okay, we have another angle. What is it applied in non-right? Why is it applied in non-right angle? Because look at this. With right angle triangle, we use either Pythagoras theorem. Okay, with right angle triangles, we use either Pythagoras theorem to find either a side. Okay, we can use Pythagoras theorem to find the side, and sine trigonometrical ratios like SOHCAHTOA, like the one that we are looking at right now. But with non-right angle triangle, we use sine rule or cosine rule to determine the side and the angle. Okay, this is why you understand more when you start looking at that. In few minutes, we'll start looking at such, and you understand where I'm coming, where what I'm trying to explain right now. So let's try to pay attention to this, then we'll look at that later on. All right, so now look at this. We have been given a side and an angle. So we have an angle and a side. Of course, this one is a right angle triangle, regardless of the shape. As long as you have that, as long as it's a triangle and it has a 90 degrees angle, just know that it's a right angle triangle. So if this is our 90, that means the opposite of this is our hypotenuse. Okay, and the opposite of that is our opposite. Okay, so which trigonometrical ratio are we supposed to use then? If we've been given an hypotenuse and opposite, which trigonometrical ratio are we supposed to use to find the length of this? One's supposed to be x because I'm using x. Yeah, we're saying find the length of x. So which trigonometrical ratio are we supposed to use? Tebs is saying sine, Hugo is saying sine. Okay, others, what do we say? Maki is saying sine. Hey Hope, welcome. So yes, indeed, we are going to use sine because we have opposite and hypotenuse. We have opposite and hypotenuse. So what we are going to do is we are going to say sine theta is equal to, okay, opposite, which is x, over hypotenuse, which is 35. Don't forget that the angle, where is theta there, we put an angle. So we can say sine 47.4 degrees is equal to x over 35. My good friends, at this point, what you need to do is to cross multiply. The reason you are cross multiplying, you want to make x to be the subject of the formula. So it would be 1 times x, we have x is equal to sine 47.4 degrees multiplied by 35. It is 35 sine 47.40. Have you seen how I'm writing this? I'm not writing sine 47.4 multiplied by 35. No, I'm not writing like that. Instead, I'm saying 35 sine 47.4 degrees. Okay, in that order, it helps so much even when you are computing on a calculator. Okay, it helps when you are computing in a calculator. And TEBS is saying it is 25.76339805. Yes, it can be the answer. Reason being is that our hypotenuse is 35. So the chances of us having less than 35 as our sides is high. So if you find 25.76339805, you might be right. So let's confirm. So I saying 35 sine 47.4. Okay, so our answer is that indeed it is 25.76339805. Okay, yes, so corrected to DP, it will be 25.76. Okay, units, don't forget the units, because we are talking about length. Every length has units. So if you haven't been given units, some might be given as centimeter, but if you haven't been given those units, indicate in your answer to say it has units. Just like Maki has indicated centimeter, though in the question it's not centimeter. So please don't assume that your question is in centimeter, because that can make you being penalized. Okay, so just indicate units. If you're not sure of the units that are being used, just write units, and the marker will know that, okay, there must be units here. So let's not assume to say it's centimeter or it's meters, because it can also be a kilometer. You never know. Okay, so just indicate units, and also indicate the decimal place that your answer has been left. So we have left our answer into DP. This is why we are saying to DP, which means to decimal place. All right, one more on finding the side, then we go and look at how to find the angles, then we jump to sine rule. Welcome guys, welcome. Hope you are having an amazing day, and so good to have you on my live. If it's your first time, you're more than welcome. We do go live almost every day. I'm saying almost because sometimes I do have some challenges with data. So even when I wish to go live, you find that I'm having problem with my data, then I end up not coming live. But if it's your first time being on the live, I do go live almost every day. So you can still be joining us. Next question. The next question is saying, I'm going to draw this. Okay. Yeah, that's our triangle. Then we have X here. Then we have angle 69 degrees. Then we have 10.6. And we have our 90 degrees angle there. Okay, so we have this angle and we have that side. Now I've been asked to find that other side. So now how do you know, or how do you find the other side? How do you find the other side? Morris, how you doing? Mr. T, welcome. Or which trigonometrical ratio are we supposed to use to find this side? The length of this side. Which trigonometrical ratio are we supposed to use? Peter Shakes, which trigonometrical ratio are we supposed to use, my good friends? Okay, Maki is saying tan. Others, what do we say? So we have Maki saying tan. Do we have anyone? Hugo is also saying tan. Edith is saying tan. Okay. Look at this. We have the hypotenuse, right? So if this is our right angle triangle, that means our hypotenuse is this. But we have nothing on hypotenuse. So if we have nothing on hypotenuse, every time you see that the hypotenuse hasn't been given, okay, as one of the sides. Just know that it's tan. Because on our trigonometrical ratio, we have SOCA, right? SOCA, TOA. Okay, so these two trigonometrical ratios both have hypotenuse. Okay, they both have hypotenuse. So the moment you have the question you have been given doesn't involve using the side of hypotenuse, or hypotenuse is not included, just know that it is TOA or tan. So we're going to say tan theta, in this case our theta is 69 degrees, is equal to opposite. Our opposite in this case is that. So we're going to have 10.6 over our adjacent. Okay, so we have our adjacent. It's opposite over adjacent. Then after that, what we do again, we make x the subject of the formula. We make x the subject of formula because we are trying to solve for that x. We want to know the length of that x. So we cross multiply. We're going to have tan 69 multiplied by x to be x tan 69 degrees is equal to 1 times 10.6 is 10.6. That is not all, because we want to make x the subject of formula. Hence, we are going to divide by tan 69, even that side by tan 69. So now our x is equal to, now we have made x the subject of the formula. So we say x is equal to, so we can now get our calculator, then we compute to say 10.6 divide by, or we say over, okay, tan 69. I'm going to pause here. Let me hear from you guys. What would be the answer? Okay, Tabs is saying 4.07. Okay, then we can now say, and we have 4.0689587771. Corrected to DP, it is indeed 4.07. Don't forget the unit. Endowment DP to decimal place. That's simple. Yes, Edith. Yes, so corrected to DP. Yes, user 22. Good job, guys. Good job. Good job. Now I'm having a class. This is what I want. This is amazing, guys. Good job. Kudos to you. Kudos. Now, let's now look at angles. We are done with how to find the sides. Let's now see how we can solve when you are finding angles. Then we go to non-right angled triangles. Welcome, my good friends. If it's your first time, you're welcome. Be part of the family. We are so delighted as a team. I always have amazing friends on this live. Very good friends. So if you want to be part of us, you're welcome. And please, if you haven't hit that follow button, hit that follow button and go up here. Set your notification. You'll be notified whenever I go live. If you place up here, you'll set your notifications. Every time when I go live, you'll be notified that, okay, this person is now on. Okay, Miss Nancy, how you doing? Welcome. I do have a sister in Zambia by that name, Nams. She normally uses Nams. Okay, now let's do this. Let's do this, my good friends. We are saying now, find the size of an angle given below, or rather we say find the size of theta. Yeah, find the size of theta. Sounds good. Find the size of theta. Yeah. Find the size of theta, something like this. Okay, so now my good friends, let's look at this. Let's try to find the size of an angle. So we have looked at 3 questions. Do you have a group or something? Yeah, I do have a WhatsApp group. And I believe some of my friends from WhatsApp group are here. I do have a WhatsApp group where we do have discussions, and yeah, we get to have interaction, because it's very hard to discuss. Maybe you have some questions, you get? Maybe you have some questions, and because it's live, it's very hard for me to respond to individual questions. But in the WhatsApp group, we are able to respond. I'm able to say, okay, this person is asking for ABCD, and it's so easy for me to get back to you. So I do have a WhatsApp group. So if you want to join, you can DM me, then I'll explain the terms and conditions. So DM me, then I'll explain the terms and conditions of joining the group. Let's go back to the topic. So those who are interested in the WhatsApp group, DM me, then we can talk. Or you can leave your comment on any of my videos, then I'll DM you. Say, hey, I want to join your WhatsApp group, then I will DM you myself, then we can talk. All right, now let's spend time on this today, because I want to attempt to many questions. So if we start talking about the WhatsApp group, you see? So let's pay attention to this first, then the WhatsApp group will follow. Find the size of theta given below. So the first question we have been given is this. We have been given that theta. We have been given two sides. And I always emphasize this. You may be given two sides, or even three sides. Just expect that one of the questions that you'll be asked is, find the size of an angle. Okay? You may be given two sides, or three or two sides. If you've been given such, just know that one of the questions will be, find the size of an angle. Or you'll be given a side and an angle. If you've been given a side and an angle, one of the questions will be, find the side. Okay? So in this case, you have two sides. We've been given two sides. So it is very easy for us to find the theta. Being given two sides, we'll be able to find the theta. So those who are interested in joining the WhatsApp group, please, let's talk after later. You can DM me, then we can talk. I do respond to DM, so yeah. So we go back to our trigonometrical ratios. By now, you need to have them in your head. We have our hypotenuse, right? We have our hypotenuse. I mean, our hypotenuse being this because of that right angle. Yeah? 90 degrees angle, that one is showing the opposite of this being an hypotenuse. But we have nothing on the hypotenuse. Hence, we have the opposite and adjacent. Just like I said, if hypotenuse is not given, just jump in and go to tan. If hypotenuse is not given, just jump in and use tan. Just like Mark has said, use tan. And Tabs is saying, use tan. Yes, jump in and use tan. So, we have tan theta is equal to opposite. Our opposite is 7.6 over our adjacent, which is 8.6. Okay? So now, my good friends, we are not interested in finding tan theta. The only interest we have is to figure out what that angle is. And that angle is the theta that we need to find. So we are going to make theta the subject of the formula. All right, my good friends, we make theta the subject of the formula. So we're going to say theta is equal to, so now since we are saying theta, we are dividing by tan throughout. So if we are dividing by tan, what is happening is this. Let me try to go back a bit. So if we are dividing by tan, what is happening is we are saying 1 over tan should be multiplied on both sides. Okay? So this tan there and that tan goes. Then we have 1 times theta will remain with theta is equal to. So 1 over tan, my good friends, 1 over tan, it is the same thing. Because 1 over tan is an inverse, we can simply say tan inverse of 7.6 over 8.6. Okay, so Tabs is saying 41. Tabs saying 41.47. Answers are coming in. I like it when people predict or rather find the answer before I even get there, because it will be very easy for you to compare. You understand? Okay, so now what we are going to do is, because what we are doing is we are trying to find the theta. Okay, so now look at this. So what's going to happen is we are going to say theta is equal to, okay, then we go to our inverse, well, our calculator, sorry. So we're going to say shift, then tan. Okay, it brings tan inverse, right? So we go shift, then tan, it goes to tan inverse. Open bracket, all right? 7.6 over 8.6, close bracket. And our answer is 41.46770542. Okay, so now look at this. We are going to have 41.46770542, and leaving it into 2dp, it will be 41.47 degrees as our theta. Having done that now, having solved that, let me go back to Pastor Pigeon. I don't know if it's Pastor Pigeon. Pastor Pigeon, look at this. 1 over tan, yes, it can be caught. But look at this, my good friend. I know people, we all want to act all smart and everything, but look at this. You muted. Oh, no, I didn't mean to mute this one. I was placing. Sorry, who is this one? I was trying to go back to, sorry, Rahim. Is it Rahila? Sorry, I didn't mean to mute you. I was trying to go back to the comment of Pastor Pigeon or Pastor P. Yeah. Look at this, my good friends. 1 over A is same as A inverse. A to the power negative 1. So we were dividing throughout. Not only this, I was trying to explain to make you understand 1 over tan so that we get rid of that. Or if you want, would have just said over tan, even that side over tan. It's one and the same. So please don't be limited to information. If you know that 1 over tan is caught, yes, it is. When we look at trigonometrical identities. Thank you so much, Tabs. So when you look at trigonometric identities, yes, but at this particular time, look at what we are having. So don't be restricted to what you learned and then saying, since it's there. No. You end up looking like, oh, wait. Okay, so always sit back, learn from your friends. Okay, Pastor Pigeon, if we had such a case, let me bring this. Tan theta is equal to 7.6 over 8.6. And we have been asked to find the side. Let me even invite you so that you come and solve for us. This viewer does not have guessed. I wanted you to join so that you can easily find this for us. Can I always express it as a minus 1 all the time if I want? Minus 1 is nothing. You mean as the power of negative 1? Because look at this. Let me try to draw this. An inverse, okay? An inverse, and I'm now feeling sad because if you learned about indices, you understand. If you learned about indices, you understand what an inverse is. And I always feel so bad, and I really feel so bad to where mathematics is tricky. Okay, this is why you even find me in other mathematicians' live learning, because we always learn every day. Okay, we always learn every day. So if you just come in and say, no, it's not right, come on, are you sure? And you need to back up your information. So let me rainbow sort. 1 over A or 1 over any number, 1 over X can be simply expressed as X to the power negative 1. So an X to the power with exponent of negative 1 can be expressed in form of 1 over X. This can be expressed as that. It is for that reason why we said, since we want to find an angle, hence we need to make theta the subject of formula. That's why we had to multiply by its inverse of tan on both sides, so that the tan can move from this side. Having said that, my good friend, let's look at another example. Perhaps you understand. more on what I've just explained. you know, you know, you know, you know what I'm laughing is mathematics is diverse. Okay, you can't stick on one concept. You can't stick on one concept hoping that it's the one that you'll be using on all. If you have learned 1/10 to be a chord, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will be chord throughout everywhere. Okay, you can apply chord, but at the end of the day, it will still bring you back to that. Okay, so you need to know where can this concept be used. Why can't we further simplify it to? No, it can't be like that, Mike. It can't be like that. It can't. Okay, now let's look at this one. Let's look at this one. Let's look at this. Yo. Okay, now look at this. Yeah, opposite and adjacent, it gives TOR. Opposite and adjacent gives TOR. Now look at this, my good friends. We have the theta here, okay? And we have a 90 degrees angle there. And we have 8 there and a 5 there. And we're being asked to find an angle, the size of that angle. So which trigonometrical ratio are we going to use? Which trigonometrical ratio are we going to use? Blue guy is saying tan. And Ray is saying tan. Let's go, guys. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And yeah, of course, Ray is saying tan. Don Sent is saying tan. Gemly is saying tan. Joy is saying tan. Yes, it is tan because the opposite of this 90 degrees angle is hypotenuse, but the hypotenuse hasn't been given. Hypotenuse hasn't been given, and I even explained to say if hypotenuse hasn't been given, forget about sine, forget about cos, because cos and sine, they both have hypotenuse as one of the sides. Let's go back to the mnemonics. So, ka, tor. Okay, so has hypotenuse on it. So if this side hasn't been given, we can't use that side. Okay. Hey Kwanele, I'm on today. I'm live today, Kwanele. So cos, which is ka, hypotenuse has been given, so we can't use these two. If the side hypotenuse hasn't been given, just know you use tan. So we say tan theta is equal to. Okay, so this one is our opposite, and this one is our adjacent. The opposite of this angle, it is that. Okay, then this is our hypotenuse, and that is our adjacent. So we are going to say opposite, which is 5, over adjacent, which is 8. So now, my good friends, let's look at this. Now, look at what is happening now. We are being asked to find the theta. We are finding theta. Okay? So, since we are finding theta, hold on, guys. Hold on. I've just invited a very good gentleman. Hold on. I hope the person will come up. So those who are saying maybe you're making mistake, please prove your point. Good. I'm happy that you have accepted. Go ahead, please. Where am I making a mistake?
Trig ratios cannot be started with capital letter.
I can't hear you clearly. What are you saying, sir?
Trig ratios cannot be started with capital letters. We should start with the small letters every time if we like to write trig ratios.
Jesus Christ. All right. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Yo, thank you so much. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. You know, I was so worried that maybe. Ah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, let's continue. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Okay, our good friend was saying we shouldn't be using capital letters. We shouldn't be using capital letters. Let's use small letters. But are we able to get the concept though? Are we paying attention to the concept? Or we are now trying to look at all angles? Anyway, at the end of the day, let's continue. Thank you so much. I didn't even know how to pronounce your name. Thank you so much for pointing out. I really appreciate that. And you said indeed it's a sin to use capital letters. You know, we are taught by different teachers. We are taught by different lectures. We are taught by different professors. Okay, so you find that a certain person out there is okay using capital letters because we are paying attention to mathematics, not English. We are saying that when you're writing a sentence, start with the capital letters, or when you're ending a sentence, full stop. We are not paying attention to that. The area of our interest is how to solve problems involving angles in this case. So we have been taught that tan theta is equal to 5/8, right? So what is going to happen is we want to make theta the subject of formula because you have been asked to find theta, which is a known angle, right? So we are going to multiply both sides, left side and right side, by the inverse of tan, or tan inverse. So it will be 1/tan in small letters on both sides, then multiplied by 1/tan. Thank you so much, guys. Yo, it's very hard to be a teacher on TikTok. Tan there, okay. So tan goes, so to be theta is equal to 1/tan. 1/tan, my good friends, can also be written as the tan inverse, like that. Tan to the power -1, or tan with an exponent of -1, multiplied by 5/8. So this and that can be written as that. Okay? That doesn't mean that you can't write. No, angle 32. Okay, thank you so much. That doesn't mean that you can't just go direct and without going about 1/tan. You can go direct with that. Okay? So now, after that, you just go to your calculator. Okay? On your calculator, say shift or second function, then tan. It will go to tan inverse. Okay? Then in your bracket, you say 5/8. Then you place equal sign, and you're going to have 32.00538321 as our angle. 32.00538321. And make sure that your calculator is in degrees. Make sure that your calculator is in degrees. So we are going to say theta is equal to 32.00538321. Theta is equal to 32 point, we just say, okay, 0.00 degrees, correct, to 2 dp. Okay, or we can just leave it as 32 degrees. It's all right. Okay, unless they have asked you to leave it in 2 dp, or you can just leave it as 32 degrees. It's all right. Okay, my good friends. So this is how you find that. This is how you go about that. Quickly, let's look at one more, then we go and look at non-right angle triangles. How do we find sides or angles using a non-right angled triangle? Then later on, maybe I might say my goodbyes because, yeah, the boy needs to take a break. So one more, then we look at some non-right angle triangles. You're welcome, guys. If it's your first time joining my live, please, my good friends, my good friends, hit that follow button and go up here, because I do go live almost every day. I'm saying almost every day because you never know what tomorrow brings. So I might not have data. Yeah. Perhaps I might be committed to something. So I do go live almost every day. So go up here, set your notification. You'll be notified whenever I go live. You'll be notified whenever I go live. So you see a bell. When you go up here, place that profile here, right here. Then you see a notification bell. Lutendo Godwin, I normally go live, they say, what, 6 p.m. Central African times. If you're in Lusaka, that's 18 hours. If you're in South Africa, same time, 6 p.m. If you're in what, Nigeria, that is an hour, 7 p.m. If you're in Ghana, that is 6 p.m. If you're in Kenya, that is 7 p.m. So yeah, I'm trying to mess with the time difference. One more question, then I drop. Let's see. No, not I drop. Then we proceed. German. Manja German, I'm not sure, but you can check now. Boss lady, hi. No, boss lady. We are leaving it. This is why we are indicating to say in too deeply, because if you haven't been